Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Dawn of War 2 Elite Mod replay. Spawn top left side as the Farseer, we have Shadow. Spawn bottom right side as the Brother Captain, we have Pax. Also got, of course, standard build openers, Howling Banshees, and Strike Squad, nothing too significant. Farseer's eyeing for an early VP lead. The Brother Captain is also eyeing for the VP, so both players are eyeing for their early VPs, so denying that from each other. Going for an early VPs can be quite useful since how quickly VPs do count down in this game. And Howling Banshees are catching up this requisition point now over here. Brother Captain catches up the VP, Strike Squad eyeing the requisition point, and Guardian Squad here could potentially get some damage onto the Brother Captain. Brother Captain's advancing at 4. Of course, he does have that wrist-mounted weapon. The Quizor Stormtroopers do get forced back, self-retreat away from the Farseer. Now, do you have the Howling Banshees in the region? Brother Captain will do reasonably well versus the Howling Banshees, and do not got a pair of power generators deployed out by the Eldar. As of course, Inquisitorial Stormtroopers advancing forward, and now we do have the Farseer in pursuit. Down south, we do have now the Brother Captain push way forward, trying to get some good damage on in. And I think my microphone's a little bit too far away, so I'm going to be putting it right there. Perfect. Over here, we've got one power generator deployed out by the Brother Captain, and there's 2 for the Eldar players, so they have a bit of a difference in power generation. Strike Squad's advancing forward. We've got the Guardian Weapon Team now being pulled on out for the Farseer. Strike Squad's going to be eyeing for this VP. The Farseer is going to be 2v1'd, and she does have a bit of trouble versus these early melee units, such as the Strike Squad. Sorry, give me another moment. Let's run my microphone. Long story short, I do have a bit of a wind guard since in front of my microphone in order to prevent it from sort of me blowing air to the microphone, because I tend to speak with a lot of air coming out of my voice, if that makes any sort of sense. So if I go like, it will not cause an additional blow effect. Strike Squad now getting some great damage on the Howling Banshees. Howling Banshees do fall back, lost 2 models there, going for the aspect strength. Strike Squad is falling back with no models lost, and Quizor Stormtroopers do lose a model. We do now have a interceptor squad being deployed on the field. That would be an excellent squad to engage that heavy weapons team. Banshees now getting reinforced, fully reinforced now, and the aspect strength will be completed relatively soon. The Guardian Weapon Team does do reasonable damage from structures, slowly picking it down. Strike Squad, Interceptor Squad is now on the field. Interceptor Squad can force back the Guardian Weapon Team. It may not get this point deactivated. Do note that the power node does have more health than a power generator. Our node's almost deactivated, and Interceptor Squad does teleport forward and does not get the destruction onto that point activation. Let's fully withdraw that squad now. Guardian Squad could try to advance it forward, and he was trying to get that point deactivated to deny the future power generator or slow it down a little bit, but looks like he ultimately failed. He should have just gone for the power generator. He would definitely have gotten that. Banshees now falling back. Strike Squad has one up there with the Tome of Titans.
I have paused the arms delivery.
Did you say pause? Oh, we do now have the Armor of the Fortune being researched for the Farseer. And now we do got the Rangers now upgraded Pathfinder gear. Got Kinetic Burst here, knocking back that Stormtrooper. We got the Sergeant upgrade as well. He may throw a grenade on that Farseer to knock her back, but he doesn't now, and does fall back now. The Sergeant looks like it's sustaining a lot of damage right there. The Sergeant almost went down in that mix. Gotta get cast there on the Farseer. Solinger bleeding off some of that energy. Armor Fortune has been activated on herself. Rangers are not exactly problem with range. Does get in range there. And does cast there on the Howling Banshees. Only gain minor damage. Forcing back the Strike Squad. Strike Squad may lose a model. Nope, does not lose a single model there. Interception Squad catches the right flank. The activated point has not been repaired. And the Interception Squad still has all 150 energy. Pathfinder doesn't have a whole lot of energy at the moment. Does fire a volley there. These are the Guardian Weapon Team needs to fall back. Strike Squad does fall back there. Guardian Weapon Team does have all models there, so he can perhaps regenerate his health up to full. Oh, take a bit of time.
Our guardians have given their lives for our cause.
Oh, what sort of ability is that? We do have the Blessed Aegis being researched. Increase the health regen by 0.5, not a lot. Max HP 100, oh, reasonable. It grants the Aegis Shield, which allows the Brother Captain to use energy as health. In an armor slot, very nice. We do now have one power generator being hacked apart. He does deactivate the points below. Visual Stormtrooper does get suppressed there. Strike Squad engaged in Howling Banshee. Arbor Fortune on the Howling Banshee as well. Strike Squad does force back the Guardian Weapon team down to one last model there. And the Rangers do not capture that point, needs a full withdrawal. And the Inquisitor Stormtrooper do fall back. The Howling Banshee is down one model from the base turret. Does teleport forward, fails to teleport, intercepting, but may be able to capture up that VP. Banshees will be hacking part of the interception squad now, and the interception squad does fall back after decapturing the VP. Right now, the Eldar player has less VPs, and it has double capture against them. Brother Captain's now shields are down, and sending a bit more damage now. You may hear my drink open on up. My apologies. And now we've got the Guardian Weapon Team, Rangers, and Guardians of Aegis 4 trying to get some good damage on the Brother Captain. Tier 2 now being researched by the Brother Captain. The Farseer needs a little bit more energy to get Tier 2.
Strategic location. It shall be done.
And of course, the Stormtrooper Space 4 does get suppressed. Those grenade out to that heavy weapons team. Brother Captain still charging forward. Maybe we're trying to resuppress that Brother Captain. Does the kinetic pulse there, knocking back the Inquisitor Stormtroopers. And now we do also have the Brother Captain now fully withdrawing. The Farseer does have enough energy to age up right now. Just needs to click on the button. Oh, probably multiple buttons to get to there. But we do have now Tier 2 being researched by the Farseer.
Strategic location spotted. Ever alert.
Strike Squad and Sub Squad teleports forward, forcing back the Rangers. And Strike Squad is seeing a bit of fire. And does pack up the Guardian Weapon team. Guardian Weapon team does set up on a poor angle right there, needs to rotate around. And does fully withdraw from that region. Maybe a little bit too premature for that full retreat. Squad still a little bit wounded, has not been fully healed, and now do have a Rhino being put on the field. Now give the Farseer a select and choose a counter. Probably Fire Dragon is probably the best item to counter it.
The Space Marines are taking one of our resources.
The squad does teleport forward, knocking back the Ranger squad. Does get one other Rangers there, and does fall back after taking out that one model there. Strike squad's falling back, or Interceptor squad. You have the Strike squad here getting suppressed by the Howling Banshee, not being upgraded the X-Arc leader, not bad. And now both the Strike squad and the Inquisitor Stormtrooper are falling on back. Brother Captain charging forward, getting some damage on the Guardian squad. And now Rhino's being advanced forward, being upgraded the heavy weapons, the heavy bolt turret. The Sark getting some big damage there onto this Howling Banshee. The X-Arc leader is not receiving any fire there, so we'll manage to withdraw her. The X-Arc leader does receive a bit of damage now. Looks like the Rhino's doing a bit more damage, I remember. It did great damage for the Howling Banshee, but then again, Howling Banshees are pretty glass candy. Farseer does not capture that power point in time. We've got a big assault fancy forward trying to hit these turrets. Generators. Strike squad has been upgraded to Sergeant. Looks like multiple generators will in fact go on down. We got Warp Spiders being upgraded aspects of Warp Spider. Mania see a Bright Lance. Bright Lance is not being upgraded at the moment. Heavy weapons team now setting on up. Rangers hide the gate. So squad does teleport forward, tie up the Guardian Weapon team. Luckily there's no heavy weapons there to engage the Rhino. The Exarch leader of the Howling Banshee can get some good damage there on the Rhino. Does shot in the face of all those men, and now he's going to be trying to hack apart the Rhino with the Howling Banshees. You got the Spirit Stones research for the Farseer. We'll cover that a little bit later. I think it has been changed a little bit last time I checked. Description just seems different. Warfire's pushed way forward. I don't think got a Haywire Grenade off onto it. Howling Banshee is still on the front line. Plasma Grenade thrown on the retreat path. It was pretty good, but didn't get any models there. And it looks like the Farseer is falling back entirely. Does have the point still activated. Did lose 2 of the power generators.
The Space Marines are to escalation cancelled.
And now Farseer Spirit Stones. What a quick reviving will give the Farseer energy as well as healing for maximum health. Also grants spiritual rights. Actually, no, that looks like the same. It made the description maybe a little bit different. It looks a little bit different, but that appears to be the same. You can also have the Singing Spear being put on field and maybe heavy anti-melee. Yep, should be able to start stabbing that Rhino, no problem. And the Intercept Squad does teleport forward. Guardian of Team still does not have a Bright Lance. Howling Banshee trying to pursue these forces. Armor Fortune on top of the Farseer there does use Spirit Stones there, getting a good amount of healing onto the Farseer, but you got the overcharged plasma gun shot onto the Howling Banshee there to snare it and slow her down. Fire Grenade onto the Rhino there, and the Howling Banshees will slice it up. Howling Banshees are now falling on back. And the Strike Squad do receive a bit of fire there. They do lose their Sergeant, whatever it's called for the Strike Squad there. Does lose another model there. Does manage to retreat back entirely. Brother Captain right here, standing there, receiving fire from the Pathfinders now. Guardian 15 facing forward. And now the Guardian Squad is trying to capture this point. The Guardian has been upgraded with the Warlock leader. War Spiders have been upgraded their Exarch leader as well, but they're currently down a model. Guardian Squad is trying to use Swift of Feet to run away, now fully withdrawing. Pathfinder and Guardian weapons team advancing on forward. He may be on to get some generators. There is a slightly wounded generator. Perhaps focus it down first.
Strategic location spotted.
And we'll be trying to deactivate the point as again.
Our reinforcements are here. We have succeeded in our
Those stormtroopers advance forward, may find the Howling Banshees. All I need to get a grenade off onto it. There is, of course, plasma gun upgrade onto that Inquisitorial Stormtroopers.
Claiming a victory point.
Got these guys camouflaging forward. Scepter does teleport forward, does not deactivate the point. And the Guardian team may get wiped out. We're seeing a bit of fire there. Basically, do shot in the front of the faces of the Strike Squad and of the Crystal Stormtrooper. And Crystal Stormtrooper do fully withdraw. Armor Fortune getting some great damages there onto that Guardian or Howling Banshee again. We do have the Guardian weapon team does manage to skip on out of there with 2 models remaining. And now they have other captures receiving a bit of fire. Rangers sort of moving around, does get spotted a little bit there. And now the brother captain's falling back with no energy remaining. Howling Banshee's Corps and the Farseer can get some great damage onto these power generators. Great Knight Dreadnought being put on the field, so you will likely need to go for a Bright Lance upgrade onto that Guardian weapon team there. Let's get one of those generators there. The overcharged plasma gun shot still keeps these guys suppressed. Farseer does get knocked back, and the Armor Fortune ability was cast onto the Howling Banshee, but does fall back. The Scepter Squad does teleport forward. Howling Banshees will manage to escape on out of there. Connect blast onto the Strike Squad there. Guardian weapon team being tied up in melee by the Strike Squad. The Intercept Squad still trying to pursue the War Spider, and now got the full withdrawal from the Farseer. These forces are falling on back. Intercept Squad eyeing the VP. The Eldar player does have a slight advantage in VPs at the moment. And the brother captain says no to stalagmites.
Guardians have come afield. We trust in your guidance.
He will see a bit of fire there. It does turn on his shield generator. Howling Banshees and Farseer are now advancing forward. You got the Grey Knight, has been upgraded with a fist to go along with a shiv. The brother captain's shield is now down. Inception Squad and Strike Squad advance forward does knock back the gun of the Guardian Smoker team, does fully withdraw from the region now. Now got the Guardian Squad tied up in melee. Strike Squad trying to hit, does get a cast there on the Howling Banshees, and got a full withdrawal from the Farseer. You gotta have some Fire Dragons now being pulled on the field. Nope, does cancel it. He may going for a Falcon. He is perhaps a little bit indecisive what to pull out now on the field. He has a bit of resources stockpiled. But wait, something has been pulled over here. Rangers are going camouflage into that VP, try to reclaim it. All the generators do go down now. Now is deploying out a Falcon. So he canceled that Falcon earlier just to get direct position for reinforcements, likely. So as far as we don't see a Bright Lance upgrade on the Guardian's weapon team to engage that Dreadnought. It must be really favorable to the Farseer and the Howling Banshees for its anti-vehicle damage.
What fire in their bellies?
This VP has reclaimed. The Farseer is now down to 200 tickets. Its bonus at 291. And there's a Webley assembly down here as well. Very, very nice. Guardian Squad does receive a bit of fire there. He can also have access to haywire grenades. I'm not sure where the force fighters went. They went right there. Inception Squad does teleport forward. Does tie up the Guardian team with melee. Good Spear Stone. Does get the Bright Lance upgrade now. No haywire grenade at the moment. Does get a nice smash there. Howling Banshees not falling back. Plasma grenade does connect on the Strike Squad a little bit. And now you also have a Wraith Lord. Looks to cancel out the Falcon, going for a Wraith Lord. Haywire grenade does connect the Grey Knight Dreadnought. Grey Knight Dreadnought is not moving the gauge, but looks like the Grey Knight Dreadnought's not exactly pleased with the current engagement. Is getting cleared up in the front line by the Inquisitor Stormtrooper. Banshees and Armor Fortune advance forward. Oh, apparently he used Armor Fortune onto the Array Fort. Oh yeah, it's targeting any unit, or any allied unit, not just infantry. You can also target vehicles, including the Avatar of War. Which makes that armor scales very, very nicely. Grey Knight Dreadnought and the Bright Lance equipped Wraith Lord now engaging away. As Wraith Lord starts pursuing the Dreadnought, it's able to get some Bright Lance hits there. Howling Banshees do shot in the face of the Inception Squad, forcing him back. Got repairs onto the Grey Knight Dreadnought, and he's not going to push forward with his Wraith Lord any further. We get us a Haywire Grenade onto that Grey Knight Dreadnought. Strike Squad, and you also got a Conversion Beamer now deployed on the field. A Purgation Squad of Conversion Beamer. Does extra damage the longer range it is. Wraith Lord was actually out of paint there, though. Conversion Beamer receiving massive fire there. Doesn't get wiped out, was pretty close there. And the Grey Knight Dreadnought does go down thanks to the use of the Bright Lance and the Haywire Grenade. Tier 3 now being researched by the Brother Captain. He does have enough red points for an Orbital Strike.
Strategic location spotted. The enemy turns its true sighting weaponry upon us.
Ranger Squad may get wiped out right there. Oh, so wounded. Ranger Squad will skip on another. Oh, with 15 health remaining, didn't get any more slices there. Oh, even did a combat teleport right there. Bright Lance may go down. Losing Bright Lance, some minor loss at this point in time. What's going to be very useful at this point of the game. But Conversion Beamer now getting some great hits there on the Wraith Lord. The Wraith Lord's trying to back on off out of there. You got the Farseer falling back as well. Force Fighter getting some great damage fire support there. Conversion Beamer still firing away. The farther away its target is, the more damage it does. So right now it is out of range, however. Now getting repaired in combat. Conversion Beamer sitting on up once again. Needs to make sure he's Astral falls back and not go back on in. The Guardian Squad see quite a bit of fire there. May have trouble getting repairs on the front line.
An Exarch emerges from the Warp Spider Shrine.
Fresh Warp Spider Exarch being blown out on the field. Allen Bajan still have their Exarch leader as well. Got the Strike Squad teleported forward. Does capture that
Adding support structure.
VP, and I don't think that's a teleport forward. I think it's just getting it says Sergeant once again. And we do still have a webway gate here. At this force advance forward, gets good damage there onto the Interception Squad. Interception Squad does get force back there, but does get some great special attack there to knock back the force. Armor Fortune has been activated on top of the Howling Banshees. Strike Squad does fall back as well. And everything falls back for the Brother Captain. Brother Captain has a massive reserve of resources. Is he eyeing for a Land Raider Redeemer? Or a Crusader, whatever the Land Raider is?
As it was fated.
Our generators have not been harassed again. One of these are severely wounded, down to 22 health. Brother Captain is trying to capture this VP, and actually there was a time frame where it had no VPs captured by any player. Down south, we do have, looks like the Rangers did manage to decapture this point here. This point has been recaptured, and one of these forces need to start recapturing up this point here. Was the Guardian Squad was doing it? They're down to 2 members, so after that they need to retreat. Does that activate the camouflage field for the webway?
We have 100 points remaining.
Not sure what's being pulled out of there. I think it's Paladins. Paladins do get teleported on down. Paladins do shell in the face of some of these infantry units, but the Paladins cannot be suppressed. And I think just wiped out the entire Strike Squad there. Yeah, Strike Squad's full, or... Not sure what actually got wiped out there. It was a Conversion Beamer that went down. Force Fighters gained some damage there. Strike Squad does fall back. Howling Banshees are still in the mix there. We're seeing the Armor Fortune ability the Wraith Lord is. Brother Captain gains some great damage there. The Brother Captain has not been upgraded anything additional. Those lose some Wraith Lord there. Warp Fighters gain some good constant damage there. I am not sure what ability that was. Or what that ability is. And maybe the Paladin's ability. Grants the Holy Ground ability, which buffs the speed of allied infantry units and debuffs the enemies in a target area. I believe that is what that ability is.
Forgo all hope, for the Banshee howls their doom. Our kin watch from strategic location spotted.
Got some good energy regeneration right there coming out from the Paladin Squad as well. And on top of all of these forces' energy, Tier 3 now being researched by the Farseer. He's going to be eyeing to get out some Zero Council to engage that Terminator Squad. The Paladins have been upgraded Incinerer, which grants Incinerator, a flame weapon effective versus infantry. So they have both Warhammers and flamethrowers. Jeez. Webway Assembly 3 has been researched. The Farseer does have enough red points for a Eldritch Storm, which could be very useful in nuking one of these forces. Force Fighter does teleport forward. Interception Squad teleports forward as well. Guardian Squad does fall back from it. Getting some combat teleports forward as well. Does get a good cast there. Spirit Stones was activated there. Guardian Squad's not exactly thanks for it. Now here's the Seer Council. Looks like the Farseer does use her red points on the Seer Council. And now trying to engage that Terminator Squad. Terminator does get a good knockdown hit there. Interception Squad does teleport forward, gain more knockdown. Guardian Squad firing away against the Crusader Stormtroopers. Makes do trying to base of these forces. Farseer herself is almost down. Need to activate Spirit Stones. Farseer does fall back now. Seer Council received quite a bit of damage there, but they still has the Paladins. Paladins have dropped the model there. Rangers firing away against that force. Interception Squad teleports forward. Farseer is getting some health regen from base, and the strike squad or super squad does get knocked stuck right there. Serial Council appears to have been fully wiped on out. Paladin's almost gone down. The Farseer does not have a lot of VPs remaining, so it's do or die time at the moment. Paladin squad still has 2 models there, but severely wounded. Does get both charged plasma gunshot there from the Inquisitor Stormtroopers. Inquisitor Stormtroopers are now falling back. Paladin just maybe able to wipe them out. The War Striders do wipe them out there. Guardian squad eyeing for these VPs. And he started capturing multiple VPs. Losing the Seer Council like that is big. Let's see now. Pretty close to another nuke number for the red points. And now the Brother Captain's falling back, and the Super Squad does teleport forward. Armor Fortune has been activated on the Farseer, and the Super Squad does fall back now. This one's now being decaptured by the Farseer. The Halibut is going back on in. We've got the Strike Squad receiving some sniper fire from the Rangers. The War Squad is getting some good long-range damage on in. Paladin squad has been reinforced, still pretty far from full health, however. Look at the forces down here. We do got 4 squads versus 3 squads. Though the Brother Captain does have pretty heavy squads in his remaining squads. While the Farseer does have a lot of mobility, which is going to be very important since the Farseer needs to maintain the triple capture. Can't afford losing any of these VPs going down to 9 VPs. The Brother Captain is losing a lot of VPs quite quickly.
The foe seeks to deprive us of our vital resource point.
We do now got the Paladin squad advancing up north, trying to get some good damage on in. Does destroy whatever carcass that was. That may have been the, what's it called? Wraith Lord. We do have enough red points here for an Eldritch Storm. This may be a good time to do an Eldritch Storm. Paladin Banshees and Farseer trying to hit that Strike Squad. Does something to decap right there. Great cast there by the Paladins. Getting some severe damage onto that Guardian Squad. Brother Captain now trying to decapture this point. Does decapture that point. You can't allow that to get fully captured. Down south, nobody's eyeing for this point here. If the Brother Captain captures this point, that's going to be game. And seeing how the Eldar force is now fully withdrawing, got the Eldritch Storm here as well. Teleports away. But once this point gets captured up, that's going to be game. Farseer does go down as well. Then again, inside the Webway Assembly to quickly try to go for this point here.
Enemy Space Marines are claiming a victory.
And decapture that center point as well to seal the deal. And that is going to be game. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.